Professor de la Cuesta, so to begin with, please tell us a few words about the AIDP and its activities over time.
The ADP is an international organization that was established formally in 1924, but the origins were in the 19th century. So it's a more than centennial association working always on the improvement of criminal legislation. Criminal problems, criminal issues are a very important concern of population, but addressing adequately the criminal problems and criminal issues is not a very simple thing. So we need to have a good tools in order to make that the legislation that is approved is a good one and can be effectively enforced. The purpose of the International Association of Criminal Law is therefore trying to gather all those people that study and apply and enforce criminal sanctions and criminal laws in order to assure that the product is going to be adequate for the welfare of the society. And in this sense, we try also to help each other. That means that we promote meetings of different countries in order to disseminate the best practices and try to help all those countries that need maybe more influence in order to improve their legislation.
Regarding the recent activity of the AIDP last years, without taking into account the Romanian conference, what can you tell us? What are the fields that have been treated and what have been the results?
Well, since the last 15 years, we are addressing very actual problems. Organized crime, for instance, was the topic in the 1999 Congress. Afterwards, we have worked on terrorism, and we have worked on internationalization of criminal law, on computer crime. So very actual issues are always the object of our reflections. Here in Bucharest, we are now working on a very important issue. This is environmental crime. The attacks against the environment are very important ones, and we need different tools in order to address them. We need good regulations at the administrative level. We need good remedies from a civil and reparative point of view, but we also need criminal law in order to address the most serious behaviors and to try to enforce and prosecute them adequately. This is the purpose of this meeting now in Bucharest. We evaluate our last decisions on this field because the association is working on environmental criminal law since 1979, so there are 3 decades at least working on, more than 3 decades working on this, and we try to evaluate the past decisions and try to see which are the points where the accent must be established nowadays.
Okay, I understand. So you are foreshadowing already the next question. What is the impact of the activity of the association upon actual legislation about regulations? Well, globally, not a particular example, a particular country, but globally, how can you describe this impact?
Well, I think that in the domestic at the domestic level, we have very prestigious people that take part in the activities of the association. So normally those persons that are active at the legislative and the executive level in the countries have a strong contact with the groups of the association. At the international level, well, the association has very much promoted some projects that now are a reality. For instance, since 1929, and the Congress was here in Bucharest, we decided that an international criminal court was absolutely necessary. Well, we needed more than 70 years in order to see that that the light was appearing, but nowadays the International Criminal Court is a reality. Our former president, Bassioni, was one of the leaders in the last 20 years fighting for this reality. Also, for instance, the association has promoted several conventions. We can mention in this sense the Torture Convention of 1984. Well, a group of experts of the association was the first group working on the first draft that was afterwards submitted by Sweden to the United Nations. So we try to be very active also at this level, promoting and proposing different projects that we consider very important.
And as a final question, what about the future? What are the future projects, the future issues to be treated by the association? After environment, after Bucharest, the next congresses, what will they focus on?
Well, next Congress is going to focus on the corporations and corporate activity and criminal law. Corporations are much and more present, increasingly present in our life and also in our criminal life, if we can say this. So it's important that the legislation and that the different domestic legislations address adequately the behaviors that are committed by corporations or using the instrument of a corporation in order to assure the criminal results.
Thank you very much, Professor de la Cuesta, and enjoy your stay in Bucharest.